Today, hold on just a second. I just want to make sure, yes, I'm doing this one today. And go Angels. Hey, look at this. I also have this right here, by the way. And how's that for a good combo? That might be the screenshot right there. Right? That might be the screenshot right there. Or how about this? Yeah, you like that one? Screenshot like that? Okay. Anyways, this came from my father-in-law, a great man, rest in peace. Okay, now it goes up there like that. And you know what? I think I'll just put that right up there for now. Okay, today, and I got something here in my sock. Hang on a second here. And I got something in my sock. It's poking my ankle. There it is, splinter. I have a little bit of coffee here, and I have some water, mostly water. Today I had coffee because there was a little bit left over after my wife had a cup of coffee, and so I just had what I got was a Keurig, one of those Keurig packs. Oh, by the way, good morning. Today is March the 5th. What the heck was that? March the 5th. 2025, and we are traveling across the country from California, where we are at now, to Vermont, where we need to be now, and then have appointments scheduled for New Hampshire, places to speak in New York. I'm hoping to hit Austin, Texas, and then back to Southern California. But today, I'm just giving you an update on what I'm doing with the book company and also the stuff I'm working on with the book company. We're putting books on shelves. I don't want to spill this coffee anywhere. And today, this mug is a Pocahontas Disney Pocahontas mug. That's the Disney Pocahontas mug right there. And this is a Keurig cup of coffee. It's the second run through, so I ran one cup through, and then I did the second cup, which is my cup here. It's just a little bit. It's probably maybe 4 ounces of water on a second run through over a Keurig pot, or whatever that thing is. And then, of course, here I have water in the Superman mug. And friends, we have supporters all across this country helping us on our mission, supporting us as we go along our way, and you are along that way with us if you're a partner. And so one of the things we're doing today is reporting to you just the numbers, some basic numbers. Today is March 5th, 2025, so that will be the following numbers: 3525, or you could say, or I would say, I would write it down as sometimes 03-05-25. And then today, the weather forecast here, where I'm at, in the Inland Empire, Southern California, is cloudy mostly throughout the day. I mean, you can see there's a little light coming in here in this room where I'm at. It's a shed. They built as an apartment. Pretty nice. I'll give you a view of it later after the end of this broadcast here. Oh, let me make sure. Hold on a second. The time now is, just about 18 minutes after 10 o'clock. If you can see that, there's our clock here in the studio. We have a mobile studio now. I'll just put that there so I can see it. And we're set to go on this broadcast today for 30 minutes. Let me see. Let me check my timer here to make sure. And the alarm here will be set for 30 minutes. So therefore, we're going to set this alarm for, there we go. We'll set it for just about 11:15. Okay, 10 minutes to 11. Okay, so it's roughly 30 minutes. Right. We're not having church here, so we don't have to make up a bunch of rules. Okay, now, what I'm doing is giving you the weather forecast on today, because I read this on the internet. So I went to weather forecast, right? Inland Empire. This is what it gave me. I'm in Southern California today. Going across the country. Putting books on shelves, friends. We're putting books on shelves. Hey, listen, also we're providing books. You might find one of these books, this book, at one of our book tables as we go across the country. You might see this one as quantities are available, as quantities last, and as products are available, because I want to provide books to you. And a lot of these books, this is a good hardbound cover book right here, Browser's Dictionary. And then, of course, sometimes these are going to be, I'll set the price on these anywhere from a quarter to 50 cents to $1 to $2 to $5, whatever. Sometimes a donation for a lot of the paperback books or whatever, magazines. But these books, these help us get along our way. If I can provide these to you, and we can keep numbers moving so that we can keep going across the country and across the world, friends, putting books on shelves. And we have a lot of other books too, like this one here, Star Wars Champions of the Force. Star Wars Champions of the Force. And this is a paperback book, which I have not read, but these are the kind of books. This book will be on my table, the merch table, so to speak, my book table, my books and tapes table, where you can get books, shirts, tapes. We have information about radio stations, TV shows, books, shirts, tapes. You can get all of that at anywhere, any place where I happen to be speaking or I happen to be signing books. There it is right there. And or doing a presentation or doing what a lot of people would call a comedy act, which is obviously not comedy, which I do not do comedy. But yeah, we're putting books on shelves, friends. Capital C Press. And you can get this book series, this Christian book series right here. You can get the link. Check the links. This is a Christian book series. It's 3 books. The first book, I do not have a copy of the first book, but you can see it online. This is a Christian book by S. Randall S. Lopez. And that is the first book in this series. The second book in this series is the book of the introduction. And that is by S. Randall S. Lopez. And then the third book in this series, which is the preface trilogy, the entire series, it's a 3-volume set, is the preface section, part 1. This is a Christian book by S. Randall S. Lopez. And this is the book that caps it all off, so to speak. It is the end of the 3-volume set. And this book is based on the prequels, friends, the Star Wars prequels. It explains the prequels. It explains everything in the prequels, dedicated to George Lucas, explaining the prequels, and also explaining society, everything in society, as all 3 of these books do. Starting with it, this is a Christian book. Definitions, meanings, implications of things. And then the book of the introduction by S. Randall S. Lopez. And then the preface section of part 1. This is a Christian book by S. Randall S. Lopez. So you're going to want to get these books. You can find them online. You can get them on shelves. Right now you can get these books at the Claremont Forum Bookshop in Claremont, California, where we're at now, Southern California. These are going to be very helpful to you whether you're a Sunday school teacher, for an adult. This can be used as adult Sunday school class for curriculum in your Sunday school class. It can be used to help you in looking at the Bible with a different point of view, possibly looking at your own behavior with a different point of view, certainly looking at society through a critical lens. And that lens is through the lens of being a Christian. And also that lens is through the lens of being a Star Wars fan. And then looking at the behavior of Christians and the behavior of Star Wars fans. And so that's what we're doing on that front, on that wise front. You can get these books on the internet, you can get these books online, you can get these books on shelves. So check that out. Okay, now, as we go, hold on just a second. Okay, got it. So, hey, look at this. I've got this little Sony digital recorder, and I use this to record a lot of the stuff that I will be listening to. So a lot of my playlist is on here. And then so, yeah, we're going to put these books on a shelf near you, and we're going to put books in the hands of readers near you and possibly your hands, so you can read these books. I want you to be able to read any book that you want to read, and I want to make it possible for you to read any book that was ever published, ever in the history of books, no matter whether you agree with that book or whether I agree with that book or not. And friends, today, this is my opinion. If I will have this opinion, if I can leave you with this opinion before I move on to the rest of the news today, which is just numbers, and that is, everybody's going to have a different opinion about something. These are just numbers here. I'm just telling you the weather so far. I haven't even looked at the rest of the news to see what is going on in the world. I don't know who the president is. I don't know what's going on. I know I'm still here, or I think I'm still here. And today I'm working on some other stuff too. I'm going to do a reading today. I've got some mail I have to open up from Centerpoint Church right here. And I've got to open these letters up from Centerpoint Church. I haven't gotten to them yet, so I'm going to get to them. And these are very important. They wrote me a letter. Centerpoint Church has written me a letter. And now I can see that I need to get back to them on this because Centerpoint Church has written me a letter. So no doubt what I'm going to be able to do now, hang on a second here, there's a way to do this. I need to make this hang on a minute here. I need to make this that's my thumbnail, whatever. That's gonna be a TikTok short right there. That's gonna be a TikTok short right there. Okay, there you go. Centerpoint Church. I am a member of Centerpoint Church, and you can see Centerpoint Church online, watch the tapes, centerpointchurch.church, and you can reach Centerpoint Church at calling Centerpoint Church on the telephone at area code 909-825-3670, and that is Centerpoint Church. Centerpoint Church, Colton, California. Centerpointchurch.church. And they're doing a heck of a job out there, I'll tell you. Okay, now, I got to get a hold of Centerpoint Church. It's very important. And then now, I need to finish these numbers up. Weather forecast today. Looks like it's going to be cloudy, 20% to 60, between 20 and 60% chance of rain throughout the day, starting at around noon. And seeing as it's how about now 10:30. It's been somewhat overcast today. We might get a little bit of rain, might get a little bit of precipitation today. 20 to 60%. Again, this is weather over around the Inland Empire on the internet. I Googled it, and that's what came up at various AccuWeather sites and so on and so forth. Okay, let's see now. Other numbers. Before we get to the numbers, let's get to today. This is daily self-check. And this is a self-check. Do you strive always to do this? And you can get this book online. You can get any of my books online, Capital C Press. You can get this book online right here on shelves and on the internet, online. And if you want to support what we're doing, go online, purchase the books. Go online, search the books. You don't even need to purchase the books. If you want the books, write me a letter. I'll provide the books to you at no charge to you, free of charge, including shipping. But you need to do the research. You need to do the work. I'm not going to do work for you. You need to do the work. This book will explain everything from Star Wars to the Bible and the behavior of Christians, and to the behavior of Star Wars fans, and everything in society and everything in between, including Christian internet bundles and streaming services, and Christians' mental illness. This is very important. This is a very important subject that we deal with in our world today, and I don't mean to make light of it. Christians' mental illness. This is a very serious problem that people have. There's a mental illness that comes from being in combination with certain people in certain locations with certain books. And I would say now this is defined as certain people coming in contact with the Bible in certain churches is disastrous for a lot of people. A society could be, just a lot of people. It's harmful to some people. And there has to be some way of looking at that in a way that, instead of looking at people that have Christians' mental illness, which I have, you take a somewhat humorous look at how this also can be, how there are many people in the Star Wars world, the Star Wars fandom, if you will, just as there are many people in the Christian fandom, if you will. They're fans of the Bible, just like many people are fans of the movies, but they don't even understand the movies. And you might not have ever even read the Bible, and you might not have even ever will watch the movies. But I will tell you right now, if you're a Christian, you're going to want to read this book. And if you're a Star Wars fan, you're going to want to read this book. If you claim to be of George Lucas, you're going to want to read this book. If you claim to be of Jesus Christ, you're going to want to read this book. And that's just all there is to it. There you go. And you can get this book on the shelf now at Claremont Forum Bookshop. More information at ClaremontForum.org. And now I'm going to make sure I don't want that to go off there, because I will follow this on my own time here. It's now 10:32, and we're going to move along here until quarter till. So we've got 15 minutes. So today, on this wise, today on this broadcast, rather, keeping on the direction of thinking about being a Christian, I will be reading from the Living Water, and this is the Gospel of John with notes, the Logos 21 version, published by Absolutely Free Incorporated, and copyright 1996. And that's all the information we have there on the publisher. I'll be reading from that, John chapter 4, the Logos 21 version. And that's going to be really, if you're interested in the Bible, either because you're a Christian or whatever, you're going to want to listen to that one. And then today, I will always start my morning with daily self-check. And this is to both check where I am at, and then also direct my mind as to where I want it to be. And you can get this book online. You can find this book online. You can buy this book online, or you can just write me a letter and I will send you this book. But go online and search the book. Buy the book. Buy as many as you can, and then make as many copies as you need or as you want, and then share as many copies as you desire. Because we want to put these books on shelves, and we want you to have as many copies as you want or as you need. Hey, and once you buy the book, make as many copies as you need. It's a simple book. It's very easy to use. And this is what it looks like. And I do this every single day. And you can do this too. And I start every single morning with a thought that places me in a direction where I want to go. I may choose to look at the news. I may choose to follow what somebody said from this political party or this political action committee or whatever, or this thing or that thing. But what I choose to do every morning is tell myself what I'm going to think about. And I say to myself every morning, and this could be different for every person. I'm not saying that you have to do the same one I did, or that I'm going to show you. What I'm saying is, this is what I do every morning. I wake up in the morning, and the first thing I do, well, once I start writing in my book here, because I have to write everything down so that I will have a record of where I'm at, because I will forget a lot of that stuff. And also, what am I actually doing? Why am I here? What is my mission at this point? And then various numbers and blah, 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 blah. but I wrote, and I have been writing, and I do think, and I will say out loud, something to move me in the direction of being glad or about something, finding something to be glad about. Now, it could be trying to have a positive attitude, trying to find something to have a positive attitude to focus. And it could look like this. For me, it looks like this. And hey, look, it can look like anything that, whatever works for you, man. Whatever blows your hair back, or if you don't have any hair, whatever. Whatever. Pick your movie, your character, your thing. Whatever. Or nothing at all. Maybe you get this all in a different way. I'm just telling you what I did, what I do. And sometimes it's different, but today it was this. So this morning out here, today is Wednesday, right? And it is March the 5th, 2025. And I'm out here in Colton, California, and I need to get to Vermont. Okay, so there you go. That's all that. So I wake up at 6:45 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Just wake up. I'm out here. You can see where I'm at. And the first thing I said was, I wrote it down. This is after I brushed my teeth. I wrote this down. So I think I probably wrote this down just around 7:15. Today is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. That's it. Very simple. That's the first thing I wrote. And then that's the first thing I said out loud. And that's the first thing I thought with my mind on purpose. My mind and my body, I would do this together, both of them at the same time, for a reason. And all of this is to get me thinking on this. So now I can remind myself that I'm on a mission to go, to do good, and hopefully do as little harm as possible. No harm, hopefully, but hopefully as little harm as possible. And then, of course, remember, your focus determines your reality. And this is from Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, written and directed by George Lucas. Producer Rick McCallum and executive producer George Lucas. An all-time epic masterpiece. And here I will remind you that Qui-Gon Jinn spoke these words to Anakin Skywalker as they were leaving Coruscant. And I write these words to myself, and I say these words to you all of the time. And it's true. Your focus determines your reality. And that's from Qui-Gon Jinn in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. And that's a great movie, and I highly recommend it. It's one of the all-time greatest movies ever made, for a lot of reasons. Okay, now, here you go. Check reality. The first thing I do every day is I got to check reality. And I will look at the numbers. What's the weather going to be like? How much money's in the bank? Well, today, minus a certain amount. Okay, fine, got it. That doesn't scare me, but I need to know where it's at. I'm not going to put my head on the ground and say, no, I'm not even going to check the bank account. Well, I know I checked it. It's minus a certain amount. Minus a certain number. All right. It's all numbers. I got to move this number to that place to be there when a certain number occurs, and then this number over here when a certain number occurs. It's just moving numbers around. So if I can get a certain amount of numbers moving in certain directions, all of this will take place at the right time. But all of this is not up to me. All of this is not up to me. I don't make all of the decisions. I don't make all of the movements. A lot of these numbers are outside of my control. I can only do what I can do. So here I am telling you where I'm at, what I'm doing. Now that here is where it's at with the numbers. I'm going to just give you some simple numbers here. I need this number here. 3,375. I need that today, okay, for what I'm doing, and that is moving this across the country, capital C press across the country, and then beyond this border of this country into the world. And that is to put out these books. These are Christian books, friends. And I have one mission with these books. And with this book right here, this is a Christian book. This is the Bible here. Now these books, this is a different book than this book here, in that this is the Bible and this is not the Bible. But this is a Christian book, and so is this a Christian book. This book I will make available to you at no charge at my book table. Always. This book I will always make available to you at no charge as product is available and as quantities at last and are accessible. Because I got a lot of people that want their copy of this book. And so I'm sending out books, man. And I will tell you, I'm happy to do it. And the gospel is free, but stamps cost money. And so, for instance, if I want to do a book signing, I got to spend money on pens. And pens, if I want to get some pens, I got to go down to the Dollar General, and I got to spend usually, or whatever, 99 cents to $1 to $1.25 on pens, which I'm happy to do. But all of this stuff costs money. Or how about this? I got to get a stamp here to write Centerpoint Church back because they wrote me a letter. Now I got to write them a letter. That's money. I got to stay in contact. I've got to come to wherever it is that your city is. I've got to visit your church. I've got to preach in your location, wherever it is that you are inviting me, or where the Holy Spirit is leading this ministry, or telling me to go. And I can do that, and I will do that. But this is what I need. $3,375, and I need that today. I can tell you what I need it for. I need $750 to register the car. I need a certain amount because my bank account is overdrawn. I need $2,500 for actual travel expenses. And look, man, I'm not throwing a party here. This is not like, Soul Plane or whatever. Pick your plane. This ain't any of that. I've never seen Soul Plane. It just looked like a plane where people were just partying. I don't know, whatever. But look, gas, food, and lodging a day. I'm gauging that at about $450. It's 2,800 miles to drive across the country. I'm going to drive about 500 to 600 miles a day. Look, man, that ain't going to be easy. And I'm just driving a little car here, driving a little Nissan. So I figure at about 30 to 35 miles to the gallon, and a gas being on average about $5 across the country. I'm figuring at about $100 to $125 a day in gas, and I think that's reasonable to think that way. And then for food, between two people, my wife and myself, we both drive across the country to get to the place where we need to be, which is our house, and also where the physical stuff is, man, the physical stuff, where our farm is that we need to work on, and physical things in order to support our local community, so I can get back to doing what I do, because I have a part-time job out there as well, in addition to doing the book travels, the bookstore stuff. And that job supports what I'm doing out there. And then when I came out here, a family emergency, suddenly I found myself without an income from my home and with no income out here. But I dealt with the family emergency, and we're glad to have been able to have the resources to do it. And I have a place where I can live right now and stay. And I'm going across the country now to put these books on shelves and to put these books in your hands, either, as I said, or whatever. And then to report to you that these numbers, to give you positive ways of thinking, such as maybe we can all have a different opinion and still get along. And what I mean by that is we don't have to hate each other, and we don't have to call each other the worst possible names ever, the worst names ever. You're a horrible this or that, and blah, blah, blah. No, listen. Everybody's got an opinion, and everybody should have one, otherwise they're not normal, right? Just because you have, look, and if everybody had the same opinion, we'd be weirdos. That would be weird. If everybody thought the same way, That would be just weird. Nobody would like that. Or maybe they would. If you take away all the difference of opinion, and that would be not only boring, that would just be weird. Okay, then you'd end up with something like North Korea, possibly. All right, now, I could be wrong about that. And look, I could be very wrong about North Korea. I've never been there. And so I must say again, I could be wrong about North Korea. I don't know. I've never been there. I've never been on the other side of the border. I don't know. I only know what people have told me. And they told me that they were from over there. And I saw people on TV tell me that those people told them that are now telling me we're telling the truth. So, hey, that's all I know. That's all I know, right? I'm not going to tell you what is. I'm just going to tell you what I think I know, based on what I know. Okay, so today, we're almost wrapping it up. Today, we're Capital C Press. Don't forget, you can support on Patreon. Go to the Patreon page and look this up. S. Randall S. Lopez, and that's the name of the author. Look this up right here. This is the book you want to look up. This is the book you want to look up. This is the book you want to look up. This is the book you want to look up. Randall S. Lopez, the author. This is the book you want to look up. This is the book you want to look up. This is the book you want to look up. S. Randall S. Lopez, the author. Okay, that's going to make a great something. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out this stuff on the internet. That's probably not going to do anything other than this video here, because I don't have the space and I don't have the time to do all of this editing. Also, I'm not some cool preacher. Although I do have sneakers on. I am a preacher with sneakers. I'm doing one thing here. I'm preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ. And that is this, friends. Jesus saves, and there is no other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. And please excuse, and I say this on purpose, please excuse the gender exclusive language there when I am quoting the King James Bible. But let me make this clear. And there is no other name under heaven given among all people, of all races, of all ethnicities, and of all genders, and of all times, whereby we must be saved. And that, dear friends, is the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. And that's all I'm saying from this book. That's what this book preaches. And if you don't like that, fine, pick another book. Okay, that's what that one says. And I'm only talking to anybody that's interested in that. If a lot of Christians are out there that need to hear that. Just because you call yourself a Christian, or I call myself a Christian, doesn't mean I'm even saved, according to this book. Okay, there you go. You got to get saved according to this, and then you're saved according to this, not according to anything any Christian told you, or any Christians with a capital S, or capital SS at the end of their name. This is what you go by right here. You go by that, and this says you are saved by faith, by grace through faith. It is the gift of God, not of works, lest any person should boast. All right, that's it. That's what the Bible says. If you want some kind of a different book, you find another book and we can talk about that. If you want to talk about this book, we could talk about that one. This book is pretty much going to be the same as this book right here. This book is going to be pretty much the same as this book. And we'll use the explanation through these words here as to say it's an analogy or even a metaphor of Star Wars in this book here. The Bible and Star Wars. And Christianity, if you will, and Star Wars fandom, if you will, and following Jesus Christ, if you will, and following George Lucas, if you will. It's all backwards, but you get the point. All right. You're going to get those books. You've never seen anything like that on that subject, either on Star Wars or the Bible or Christians. Taking a humorous look at the behavior of Christians in society and the behavior of Star Wars fans in society. All right, now, Wednesday, today, this is March the 5th, 2025. Today, I am glad, and this is my self-check daily. Do you strive always to do this? And you can get this book. Look at any of my books. This is the book I use. This is one of my books. You can use it every day. Today, I am glad I have both my arms and legs. Today, I am glad I can run and walk and laugh and sing. Now, you can write as much as you want. I just happen to go through on these quickly because my mind was buzzing today, man. But I wrote through these very quickly. And you can see what I wrote. And then at the bottom I wrote this: do or do not. There is no try. And that was from Yoda, Star Wars Episode 4. You can see what I wrote. Here it is right here. And I have this listed. It's I am today. I am glad I have. And then I am glad I can. And then I will. And then because. And then if I need help, I will call. And that's what I go through every single day as a way to help me figure out where I'm at and then figure out what I want to be doing. So I'm glad I have both my arms and legs today. Usually it starts with I'm glad I have both my arms and legs. First of all, that's an easy one for me to figure out, both my arms and legs. And I can go on a lot more from that. Man, I'm glad I have both my eyes that work. I'm glad I have a car that runs, and I'm glad I have a place to live. I'm glad I can run and walk and laugh and sing. I'm not really going to sing out loud here because I got people around. I don't want to disturb the neighbors. Today, I will do good at every opportunity using all tools that I have access to. And I'm not worried about like proper grammar or nothing like that. No. And I will do this because I can, and I love to help. Man, this is already getting me excited. If I need help, I will call my family, friends, allies, resources. And there you go. It's very simple. Start my day every single day. I am glad I have. I am glad I can. Today I will, because if I need help, I will call or contact. And that's it. It's very simple. Self-check. Do you strive always to do this? And you can get more information online. You can see it on the internet. Capital C Press. Self-check. Do you strive always to do this? By S. Randall S. Lopez. And so that is it for today. That's what I got. Those are the numbers. If you want to support, go online, go to the Patreon, S. Randall S. Lopez, just like this right here. S. Randall S. Lopez, just like that right there. S. Randall S. Lopez. There it is right there. You can see that. And you're going to want to look this up right there, that book right there. The Preface Section Part 1. This is a Christian book. And then, of course, the book of the introduction by S. Randall S. Lopez. Everything is explained, including anti-Christian bias. If you want to know all about anti-Christian bias and how to eradicate it, there it is right there. Eradicating anti-Christian bias, right there. Eradicating anti-Christian bias. That's what I'm doing right now. Okay. I have a lot of thoughts on that, by the way, but not in this episode on eradicating Christian bias. Okay, I didn't get yet to John chapter 4 because that's it. That's our time. I don't want to go over too much. I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to read on the next episode, and because it'll be shortened in length for duration of time, so that I can get that reading in. This is all I will have time for today, is to give you the update, where we're at, what I need, how you can support. Hey, look, we're going. This train is rolling, man. I'm telling you. But if you can support, if you want to support, you can become a partner. Also, hashtag this now. Hashtag SDGS. Hashtag SDGS. 17 Development 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Sustainable Development Goals. Hashtag SDGs. And this is the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And you can get more information at, well, just hashtag it. Hashtag SDGs. And you can see that in the description. Click on any and all of the hashtags to support this channel and to support what we're doing, conversation that is more diverse, more equitable, and more inclusive to this goal on this mission to accomplish this, that a better and more prosperous and healthier world for us all. And who doesn't want that, friends? Who doesn't want that? I'm sure you want that. And if you want that, then you're going to want this. If you want that, friends, then you're going to want this right here. All right. You want that? Let's take a break from that right now. And let's read some of this. But that is the time we had. So today, I'll leave with this thought. I'm going to be reading on the next episode, Jesus and the Samaritan Woman. The story of Jesus and the Samaritan Woman from Living Water. The Gospel of John with notes. And this is the Gospel of John, Logos 21 version, published by Absolutely Free Incorporated, copyright 1996. And this one is with notes. And I'm going to be reading this section right there, but not today, because it's a little bit, boy, there's a lot of verses there, man. And this might take me about 15 minutes. So that's all the time I have for today. Capital C Press, get the books. I'm going to be leaving later today because I have a fundraiser to attend. Man, I got a lot of fundraisers out here because I need money. I have to have money. You saw the numbers. I'm not going to repeat these numbers. If you can help, great. If you want to be a partner, super. Click on any of the hashtags, click on any of the links. You tell me as to what your motivation is. I don't know. I don't really care what your motivation is. If you want to help, great. If you don't, super. If you want the books, tell me. Or you go online and buy the books, whatever. But you do the work, you search the books. You can get this information, more information on the partnership now that we're working with now. Prison Library, oh, here it is right here. Prison Library Project and Press. It's Prison Library and Press. And this is distributing books and educational materials to incarcerated adults throughout the nation. And I hope Puerto Rico. I don't know, but I'll research that. And then, of course, let me see here. What do we got here? There's a lot going on here. What is the Claremont Forum? Claremont Forum is a registered 501c3 nonprofit organization that sponsors both local and national programs with a focus on wellness, education, and the arts. Our programs: Prison Library and Press, Forum Bookshop, Farmers Market and Artisans Market. Shop, donate books, volunteer, learn more on our website, ClaremontForum.org. There it is right there. ClaremontForum.org. ClaremontForum.org. And you're going to want to get a copy of these books now on there, because we're partnering now with Prison Library and Press through ClaremontForum.org, through Claremont Forum Bookshop. Books on shelves. This train is rolling, baby. Okay, and then you can find our books on the shelves. You can support the program. Go to the Patreon. Search the books online. Google it. YouTube it. Instagram it. Facebook it. X it. Whatever, man. And I want to say a shout out to all of our friends and supporters out there that are really making it possible for us to be in a city where you are at. And if you want us to look, I'm not supported by any church. This is not something where I am being supported by any church out here. I am not supported by any church. I get these letters from Centerpoint Church because I'm a member of the church, and they keep in touch with their members, and they keep in touch with people that seek to belong and become what they are there to help you do. So if you want to get in touch with Centerpoint Church, call Centerpoint Church or look at the tapes, whatever. More information at centerpointchurch.church, or you call Centerpoint Church at 909-825-3670, and you're going to want to ask about the free gift option. And it's the Bible, a Bible, and then of course abundant life and eternal life. But ask about the free gift option right there. Okay, now Centerpoint Church, and I'm a member of that church, and I'm referring people to that church. And so if you call that church, please tell them that I referred you to them. And if they can provide any help to you in any way, that'll be an answered prayer as far as I'm concerned. Okay, now, and I am glad for Centerpoint Church that they're out there preaching the gospel according to this. Look, they're preaching directly out of this. So if that's what you're into, then you're going to want to get out there and support them if you want, if that's what you're into. Okay, if you're not into that, maybe you're into this. Then you're going to want to keep watching because I'm also doing this. Okay, I've got a whole commentary coming up on the prequels. And that's what this book is based on. This book is based on the prequels and explains the prequels. So that's why you're going to want to get a copy of that book right there. The preface is section part 1. This is a Christian book by S. Randall S. Lopez, explaining everything in Star Wars from the viewpoint of the prequels. And there you go. Using also the Bible and my own experience as being Christian mentally ill. Well, that's about it, friends. That's all the time we have. I went a long time over what I should have gone, but that's okay. I had a lot of stuff to get off my chest and to provide for you on this update. Now, as we leave today, friends, as I close off the meeting, look at that. I got Pocahontas and Superman. I want to leave you with these words, friends. Remember this now. Your focus determines your reality. And may the force be with us.